Story time with Gator. Yeah, we're not working. We evacuated. I was looking for something. So we evacuated the garage a little bit. Okay, first of all, we want to touch on the. My God, my pants are dirty. First of all, I want to touch on the story that I almost told a week or so ago. A week, maybe close to 2 weeks ago. I was repairing the snowblower in the K-Slick 50. We're gonna finish that story. Then we got another one. So this is a twofer, eh? 2 for 1. Slick 50. Okay, so the guy, he's a friend of mine, and he comes to my place often. But they're hauling gravel not too far, maybe a block away from my place. He drops in every now and then. So he drops in, and he gave me this tube of grease, and he said, "You want to see how that stuff works?" He says, and then he lifted his box, eh? He says, touch the forward rear end, like the tandem's got 2 rear ends, one in front and one in the back. He says, touch the front one and then touch the back one. He says, we put some Slick 50 oil in the front one, and we got normal oil in the back. And okay, I won't go into degrees or Celsius or nothing. You could tell just touching it, there was a big difference between the forward one and the rear one. And like a lot cooler, eh? So, but hang on. I'm gonna, in the truck rear end, which is outside right now, I bought some oil. I forget now why I got this. Hang on. You guys got time, eh? I'll be back. I just gotta kind of scoot away. I'll show you what I got, what I put in it, what I had before. Okay. This is the stuff. Okay, Castrol synthetic. That I had that before. Okay, and this is what I put in it. Max Gear. It's 75 W890. Royal Purple. The viscosity of this, I know. I won't mention no names, but I know a lot of people. They don't believe in like different oils and things like that. The viscosity of this is incredible. The rear end on the truck there, there's not a sound coming out of that rear end. Wow. Okay, you can say it may be part of the job I did on it. I don't know. I don't contend to be that superior or good at rebuilding, especially rear end. I tried to do a good job on it, but it's incredible with that oil. Anyways, I can only speak for what I have in it now. It had been making a little noise ever since, not maybe a year or so after I got the truck. Started developing because I was traveling, an hour and a half, 2 hours on the highway from where I live, and it developed a little bit of a noise, and now none whatsoever. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. It has nothing to do with Slick 50. The only thing I can say for Slick 50, and this I know is a synthetic grease, the grease I have in the tube there, and put a torch to it, and it doesn't burn. It changes color a little bit, but it doesn't fly away. Like you do a normal grease, you put a torch to it, and you'll see it melt and kind of go away. But not this stuff. I don't know. It's got properties. I don't all know about the properties of Slick 50, but it's good properties. Okay, now that's the forgotten story. Now the story for today. Well, it's has to do with lack of experience. Okay, I was at the most 25 years old, probably more in the 20s. Yeah, 20s. I had an old tractor, eh? The motor was shot. First of all, I don't want to like kind of sidetrack the story. There was an 8-cylinder that I put in that tractor. Okay, it was a Massey Harris, but the kicker here is it was my first endeavors into hydraulics. Eh? In the day, okay? Now it's easy, eh? You just go on YouTube or you go on the internet, you can get all the information you want. But in the day, go back 50 some years ago, there was no internet, and I had bought a little pamphlet at I forget now where I got that. It was a little pamphlet, hydraulics, and for the certain size cylinder you need, and for certain displacement you needed so many gallons a minute, eh? But I was never the best at school in mathematics, eh? So, hey, and I didn't have much money, eh? So I had a friend who had the graders, and I started talking to him about what I was going to do, and he says, if you need I wanted a hydraulic oil pump, okay, and he says, I got a spare one. He says, I'll give it to you. It's a pump that comes out of a grader, eh? Well, he gave me that pump. That was, hey, all I do is I try to feather it, eh? The hydraulic controls. Oh, I had bought a boom, okay, to put on the tractor. I had like welded, eh? And I had, what a lot of work. I had even made, because there was no bucket, I made a bucket on a plate. And anyways, yeah, displacement, eh? It's, I just touched that and that it'd be jerky, eh? And you could hear it squeal too, eh? And it was a fight between who is the strongest, the pump or the motor, the 8-cylinder motor. It ended up, you know what happened? It ended up, I broke the shaft. Oh, it was, the pump was, it must have been 60 gallon, maybe more a minute, maybe more. And I broke the shaft on the pump, eh? That's where that ended. And after that, I got a pump. Oh, yeah, I know where I got the pump. It was about just the right size what I needed. It was a 10 or 12 gallon per minute, and it was you know these little trucks that, hang on. Story time with Gator. That's it, folks. I'm back. I had a bit of a pop-in visitor, eh? So now hopefully I can pick this up where I left off. Yeah, a tractor with an 8-cylinder and broke the shaft. So I got another pump. Was about 10-12 gallon per minute, and that's how I learned. They right on the heap. And after I had put that pump on it, that was more reasonable. Eh? The other one was way, hey, I could stall a 8-cylinder engine with that. It was way too many gallons, and I think my whole system wasn't built to handle that much flow. That's the old way, eh? When you don't got no money, you gotta pay. And that's the story. That's the story of that tractor. But there's this tractor. There's other stories. This wasn't just a normal tractor. But I'm not gonna tell you any more about it. We'll pick it up on another day. That's it. So now you know the story about the Slick 50, and you know the little story about the, well, the tractor, the tractor and the hydraulics. Eh? Well, really what it is, it's my first experience dealing with hydraulics, and there's a learning curve. Eh? Now I know a lot more now, but I don't need to know. I buy the tractor with the hydraulics on it, and that's it. It's a done deal. Okay, folks. I enjoyed talking to yous. Story time with Gator, and we'll pick it up another day with another story. Or, hey, we're gonna have to soon be cleaning things in here, right? And like I said before, we'll give you a choice of what I throw away and what I keep. But like I said before, I have the right of first refusal. Okay, folks, you take care. This is your chance to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.